At your heart, welcome to yoga. We'll take a moment to a full breath. Inhale. And then on your exhale, bring the arms up. You can catch the fingers if you'd like and push through the palms. Inhale and then go over to a side. Stretch through that side. Add a hand down. We're going to go into our half moon to warm up. You can add a foot, add a rotation. Breathe in through your nose. Wake up the body, wake up the mind. Inhale. You're adding on the rotations as you want, sort of a Vinyasa for the spine. Fingers are starting to stretch. Feet spread out. Rib cage open, shoulders open, back opens. Now as you're ready, we're going to go up. The feet will uncross. You can catch your hands again and stretch up through the sky. Go over, you're stretching to a side. And then as you're ready, if you want to add a foot cross, if you'd like to add a hand down, and I'm stretching through the fingers here, rotation, opening, breathing, inhaling, opening. Good, you can even flip your arm. Try to get breath into all of the left side of your body or whichever side you're stretching. 5, 4. Expanding the ribs, expanding the muscles between the ribs, stretching out through the toes and the fingers. And as you're ready, go up, 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 and the feet can go in neutral. The arms are going to stretch you back. And then exhale to come down. Now we're going to take a downward dog, spreading out the fingers, walk the feet back and heel, press. Now we're waking up the calves. Heel, press, and alternate. Right heel, left heel. Right heel, left. Neck is soft. You might even shake it out. And then see if you can lift both heels at the same time. Stretch out your feet, go up. And then eventually leave those heels towards the floor and hold, spreading out the hands and the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the shins, and then you're going to inhale the spine into extension, curl into flexion. Inhale and exhale. Waking up the back, waking up the breath. Feel the shoulders and the hips starting to wake up. Breathe in. And then while we're here, let the hip do some circles, about 4 or 5 each way. Try to wake up all the little muscles in your back. Inhaling. We'll switch the direction. And then let yourself go back into a child's pose. Inhale, and then curl your toes under and stretch out the feet in a child's pose. Inhale. And then hands press into downward dog. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and then walk or step up to your hands. You're going to do a halfway up position like the letter L. And then go all the way up, stretching into a back bend. Good. Open up the feet now. We've got a wide-footed position. The hands will match. Good. We'll lift up the right toes and we'll take a few knee bends towards that right direction. Wake up the knee. Wake up the right foot and let the shoulders come down. Now we're going to do a little Vinyasa where we stretch the arms as much as you feel like you can. So you're welcome to go further or less than I'm demonstrating. You might even go a little further on the second or third repetition. You're in charge though. Yep. Good. Big, full inhales. Yes. And one more. We'll stay back and open up. Now this knee is on top of that ankle. This neck is happy. 10. The breath is like that half moon, but even fuller. Even the hands are getting a stretch. Good, inhale. Now on the exhale, come back, go through. You could go to your forearm on the thigh, you can go to the hand of the floor. You might need your hand behind you. Just try 10, 9, good, stretching 8, 7, 6, good. You're moving if you need to. 5, finding out what you need. 4, 3, 2. Strong body up and find your warrior 2. Here we go. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, good. 7, yeah. 8, yeah, protect that shoulder. 9. Now get ready, push into the leg. Now we're facing forward. This is 5-pointed star. Pick up the other toes, lower them towards the floor. The left knee can start waking up. Good, waking up. Second toe tracking, straightening and bending. And then you'll leave that left knee over. Once you feel like it's steady, you're going to add on some Vini Yoga with the upper body. Breathe in. And you might feel like you're already a little looser. You might go lower. Your leg is strong. Your knee is stationary or stable. Good, have fun. Good, about 5 of those. We are going to stay back on that 5th or so. And reach through the hand. Shoulder glides down the back. And breathe. Sink more if you need more strength in that leg. Open up the knee if you need it to be easier. Good. Look at that great elbow. Long elbow. Yep. Here's that full breath. We're going to take that inhale. Go open. Now get ready. You're going to pass through. So it could be your elbows on your arm, thigh, or you could go lower. You could have your hand behind your back. Now add that full breath. Breathe. We're also using the exhale to help fire the muscles and bring you up. So the palms are going to flip up, shoulder blades are going to glide down. Feel the heart lift with every inhale. Take another inhale and press that leg straight, pass through 5-pointed star. Go down. Now the fingers or the knuckles can go towards the floor. Good. So shake it out. Walk your hands more forward to a hammock position. Wide feet, down dog hands, and press through your heels. Come back, leave your right hand down roughly underneath your nose and lift up your left arm towards the sky as high as you can. Stretch out through the hands, stretch out through the fingers. Let that hand come down, stretch out through your other arm. Inhale. And then exhale, lower. And then bend one knee and bend the other. So this is just a little Vinyasa in this position. You can go as low or stay as high as you want. Just moving with your breath, linking breath with movement. You're welcome to even stay on a side for a moment longer. So we'll just hold for 5 wherever you are. Maybe a 90-degree bend, maybe all the way down. 5. Good. 4. 3. Up to the other side, and it could be just a little 90-degree bend, maybe more. Good, maybe a wrap. And 5. Good, look at that. 4, good. 3, 2, and then press back. Shake it out and just hold. So you're right in the middle and just hold. Relax your neck. Let your hands come up to your hip bones, and then as you're ready, you're going to push the feet into the floor and keep on going at your own pace. Elbows squeeze, heart lifts. It's like you're growing your spine out of your pelvis. Breathe, inhale. We are going to step, walk, or jump back together. Good. And then grab some drink. Good job, guys. Welcome back to yoga, right? So we're going to take a little articulation for the spine. It's going to be either a cat-cow or a down dog, up dog. So I'll show both. You're going to inhale, pass through your Utkatasana for 5, 4, 3, good, 2. Now the hands are going down, and it's up to you. I'll show knee down. You're going to do cat-cow with your spinal articulation focus, or you can do the down dog. Lift your heels, add on lumbar flexion, thoracic, and then go into up dog. You're standing on your hands, your shoulders are open, breathe in. Now on the exhale, tuck the chin, curl through your thoracic, all the way through the lumbar, and then lower the heels. Flat if you can. Lift the toes if you're flat. Lift the heels, lumbar, going all the way up the spine, undulating like a wave. Inhale, glide the shoulders down the back, extend the spine, tuck the chin, upper back, middle back, lower back, heels press. You can add the toes lifting if you have a little extra flexibility there. Lift your heels, lumbar, middle, upper. Good, keep going. I'm just going to adjust my mic. Up dog. And tuck the chin, upper back, middle back, lower back, heels press, toes lift. Now lower the toes, lift the heels, lower back, middle back, upper back. One more time, inhale and exhale, tuck. Undulate through the spine and press. And we'll take a a child's pose. Pat yourself on the back here so you get a little tricep stretch. Breathe in. Nice. And then come on up to grab a sip. We're going to take a similar exercise like that for the spine. So your back should feel really good today. Curl down. Your back will get some good care. Lift and spread your toes. Curl up and down. And make sure your neck is comfortable. Curl up and try to feel each lumbar vertebra getting some attention. Good, curl up and down. Curl up. And then we're gonna hold the bridge. So at this time, stay up. You could interlace your fingers underneath your spine and walk the shoulder blades flush closer together. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release the arms to the side, lower your spine down and try to think about that one at a time cue. And then once you're down, take the left leg long, take the right knee over, let your left hand rest on that thigh and your right arm can take a few circles. That's gonna get some scapular mobility. Right arm's gonna stay out, palm up if you can for external rotation to combat the stresses of internal rotation. That's the course of most of our day. But if your shoulder has an issue and you need to accommodate, you can lower it. You could flip it. So you need to listen to your body. But if you can, arm up like a T or Y, palm up. Breathe. You'll feel like your hips get a little deeper in the stretch. Your low back gets a little deeper in the stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now inhaling, come back into neutral. Realign your spine. Send your right leg long. Take your left knee over. Now your right hand can act like a paperweight on that left thigh. Your left arm can add some circles. That's a ball and socket joint. It likes to do these type of movements to keep it healthy. If you're dealing with a shoulder issue though, you can decrease that range of motion so you're not in any pain. So now your hand is going to act like a paperweight on the thigh. The other arm, if it's out like a T or a Y, it's going to help open up that chest, that anterior deltoid. Your gaze is that way, although you're welcome to close your eyes. Take an inhale. And then on your exhale, come back, realign the spine. And then once you're here, right ankle to left thigh, reach your hands through and add a little rock or movement. And we'll just move the ankles and the toes as well. Nice. 5. Take an inhale. And then notice how that feels, and let's take it over to the other ankle to thigh. Reach the hand through. Clasp the fingers if you can. Add a rock. Yep. Toes spread. 5, 4, 3. Good. And just for a moment, we're going to take Happy Baby. The hands can reach towards the toes if you can. I like to spread out the big toe from the second toe here and also use my pinky finger to spread out the pinky toe from the fourth toe. So you're spreading out the toes if you can. You're opening up the hips. And then release the legs long, roll onto the belly side, and we're going to go into either the forearms, which is Sphinx, or the hands, which is a swan or a cobra. So take a moment. If you have any low back tightness, you might enjoy the internal rotation of the femurs, which means your toes are pointed towards each other. That opens up the SI joint. Feel the abdominals lift up a little bit, like you have a piece of ice underneath your abdominals. Now we're going to use the inhales to facilitate extension. And if you can add on, press your hands into the floor. Now notice when I'm pressing the hands into the floor, my shoulders are still down the back. I'm not allowing them to sag up to the elbows, so to the ears. Draw the elbows towards the floor. Now the breath, that's just powerful. The inhale will facilitate extension. So feel that inhale through your nose. Notice how it helps you keep that extension or deepen the extension in your spine. You should feel like you have a little abdominal lift, that you're not hanging out in your lumbar spine. You're not hanging out in your shoulders. There's a little stability tone. Now exhale and lower down. Exhales facilitate flexion or relaxation. So here we go again. Feel the abdominals lift. Without your hands, lift up your back. Use your back muscles. Use your hamstrings and glutes to stabilize. Now your hands are going to help you go a little bit higher. Shoulders are down. Elbows wrap down if you can. Feel the breath, facilitate that inhale, that extension. Imagine that you are giving new life to every single alveoli, every single cell in your lung. Breathe in. Now exhale, lower. We're going to do this again. Get ready. Inhale, lift your spine without your hands. Add your hands, pressing. Shoulders are down the back. You do have a little energy in your hamstrings and glutes, but you are not gripping the glutes so hard that you're jamming the SI joint. You may notice you can go higher. Inhale. Now on the exhale, lower down, and we'll take a child's pose from here. I'm going to add the toe curling under just because it's so important to keep the feet on board with the body, muscles, getting a stretch in the low back with this child's pose, but we're also stretching out the feet. Take an inhale, and then as you're ready, press back out. Now, when you're here, this time we're going to bring the hands beside our thighs or hips. Energize the spine off the floor, but notice I have the arms in external rotation. So this is opposite the way we are normally in life. So we're training those rear deltoids, we're training those scapular stabilizers. So breathe in and feel yourself lift. You're going to feel like you're on a bit of a wave. When you breathe, you'll naturally go up a bit. Your toes and thighs are off the ground, or knees are off the ground if you can. If that's too much, put the toes back down. Breathe in. And then exhale, lower. Now you can windshield wipe between repetitions. And then we're going to extend those legs again. And this is so important for posture. Let the hands come beside you, or if you can add on, interlace the fingers. Breathe in to facilitate that extension. Lift up. Add your legs lifting. And hold. And are your hands centered in the body? Sometimes one shoulder's tighter. So see if you can feel the hands in the center. Lift. If this is too much on your shoulder, just leave your hands by your side. Breathe in. Exhale, lower. And again, windshield wipe to release the spine. If you need a child's pose, you can take that too. And this time we're going to do the interlaced fingers, but just switch which finger was on the outside. So if your right pinky was on the outside, now the left one is. If you don't know which, do the one that feels more awkward. So lift up, breathe in, 2, and if you need a modification, hands are beside your hips, still in a palm face the floor situation, so they're in external rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, here we go, child's pose, or if you're feeling spicy, you can do a down dog from here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Let's grab a sip. It's been a bit of a sequence there. Very good. Good job. We're going to add in a plank with these back extension exercises so the core is involved. More of the core is involved. So when you're ready, forearms down, underneath your shoulders. Energize your knees so they're long. Everything in your body has an intention. Not tension, but it does have an intention. So your scapula are broad and wide on the back. Your head is in a point withdrawn where the ear's in line with the shoulder from the side view. It's not just sinking towards the floor. Your abdominals have a lift. Your knees have energy through them. Heels are straight up and down. So there's some tension with the body parts. Breathe in, feel your abdominals. Inhale. And then letting your pelvis down, you're in a sphinx, which is a wonderful extension. Although if you'd like to add on, you can do a cobra or swan, shoulder blades down the back. Hold 5. And then lower. Now this time, bend the knee, reach your hand to your foot or ankle, bend the knee, reach your hand to your foot or your ankle. Now, feel the abdominals support you so that you're not just letting the low back collapse. Lift up. Now, it would be very tempting to have my C1 occiput hyperextend and jump my chin forward, but we're gonna keep a neck extension that is consistent with the thoracic extension. So you're just one long bow, one long extension, pushing your feet so that you're opening up your shoulders more if you can take that. Breathe in. This is such a good pose. The entire anterior side of your body is opening. The posterior side of your body is strengthening. Exactly what we need. And then lower. Now we're going to windshield wipe between, but if you need a child's pose, please take it. We are doing that a second time through, especially if you can only reach one foot. This is your chance to grab the other foot. Now when you're ready, your hands go back, foot, ankle, foot, ankle. You have a little bit of abdominal tone to support you. And push your feet into your hands. Push your ankles in your hands. And 10. Thanks, Polly. Have a great day. 9, bye. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lower down. All right, child pose here. You can do, if you feel spicy, go into a down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. We're going to take a side plank just to keep that whole core strong. 20, 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm stretching out the hands. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, lower. You got it. Let's do the other side. Forearm down. Here we go. Stretch side plank. Vasisthasana in yoga. Notice the hands flat on the floor. It's a great thing to do for the nervous system as well. Even if you're just falling asleep, hand flat on the mattress. Arm up. Shoulders down the back. You feel this strength in your core. Everything has intention. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And then exhale down. Wonderful job. Let's grab a sip before we add on. We're going to be going up. Nice. So when you're down on the floor, you'd like to be able to get off the floor without using your hands. So you can take the crisscross applesauce like I just showed. Good. Open up into 5-pointed star. Open up those arms, lift up the right toes, spread them towards the right wall, spread your fingers out and go over that same right leg. Now this top arm, we'll take a few circles. At this point, your shoulder probably feels warm, but maybe it'll be more flexible because we're really warm. You can do a triangle, arm over, arm behind, find what you need. Good. Back against the wall. And 5, 4, 3. Good. Notice if there's any movement you need, you can take this. It's not a statue of a posture. It's an organic moving posture. Inhale, come up. Now we're passing through 5-pointed star. It's just a great little home base. Pick up your left toes, spread the feet towards the left wall. The left arm's going over, 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 and then the left hand can come down. Now the right arm could add some movements here. Good. Oh, so it's a big circle. It can go behind you. Good. Find where you need. You could be behind if you want that shoulder opener. You could be traditional up. Five, 4, 3, 2, and up. Now you can use your core, you can use the strength of your legs. You're going to soften the knees, they're forward, hands together, can step or jump. Together, hands, good. Grab a sip, we'll meet back here. Good job. Feel your hips opening up, feel your shoulders opening up. We have to address the spine and the core as well. Right foot forward, left foot back. Now pyramid pose is a railroad track position. So your right foot's in line with the left, with the right hip, left foot's in line with the left hip. We're giving those shoulders some extra attention today, huh? Make sure they're in a range of motion that feels good for you. One more. And then of course you could interlace the fingers here. You could hold onto your own elbows. You could do namaste reverse, breathe in. Now exhale, forward fold. Your legs are long, but you can soften the knee more if you need the modification. Balancing. We're going to take another inhale and push strongly with your feet into the floor and then add a lift in your body. You can even lift up. So everything's lifting. You could even lift the heels here. Lift, lift, lift like someone's stretching you up to the sky. 5, 4, good. 3, lower the heels with care and then switch the foot. So the left foot's forward, the right foot's back. There's a little bit of a railroad track feeling. And then the interlaced fingers could be your position, or namaste reverse. Go inhale and exhale forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, push, and then you're going to go into a lengthening position. So everything's opening, maybe even your arms, possibly your heels are lifting up. It's like your spine is getting pulled out of your pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, lower your heels, bring your hands to your heart, shift forward. You got it. Hands together at the Samasthiti. Grab a sip, doing so good. Open up that Warrior One. So I'm going to start right foot forward. You want enough room that your left foot can go back pretty far, 4.5 feet, depending on your intensity you're wanting in your body. The hips are still in alignment with the feet are in alignment with the hips. The arms could be like a little field goal post, maybe a traditional Y. Yeah, so open up the heart, breathe in. You do have a little ab tone here, pulling the pubic bone up and the ribs down a bit. Good, energize the back leg. 10, Warrior One is Virabhadrasana. 2, notice the extension you're getting in your back. 3, 4, be intentional in every part of your body. 5, relax in the jaw. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now glide the hands down your midline, touch the heart, hinge forward. There's this one long line from crown to heel. Notice how strong your front thigh is. Take an inhale and then push Samasthiti. Beautiful. Now inhale, there's a little rush of energy you get, and then the other leg goes back. You can check your alignment so the feet are in line with their hip. Actually, I'm going to turn so you can see me better this way. Yeah. So the knees over the ankle. When you feel like you've got your legs set up, because they're your foundation, get them first. Then you can add on the arms. So you have your knee over the ankle, heart, breathing into this extension. So it's a back bend posture. 9. To me, this makes me think like I've just woken up in a beautiful location and I'm greeting the sun in the morning, and I want every single cell to feel fresh new air and commune with nature. So it's like a good morning posture. Bring your hands together at the heart, hinge forward. Now we're one long line, so you should feel like you're a piece of plywood as opposed to a tortoise shell. So long line, feel your front thigh strong. Take an inhale. And then you're going to push into Samasthiti. Good job. Grab a sip. We'll meet back here. And notice the thighs are a little bit of our focus here. There's not an individual component of the body that we ever single out, but it is a little bit more thigh focused. So go up, catch the air in between your palms, and sit. For me, there's a little chin tuck that naturally wants to happen so my neck doesn't feel like it's an excessive extension. 10. Each foot's equal, weighted. Calm breath even though your legs are working hard. Now exhale your way up. Now there's a little adjustment, let your blood pressure adjust. There it is. Adding a rotation. So inhale, arms up. Catch the air in between your palms. Bring it back down to your heart. And then Utkatasana again. Now when you find your squat for you, add a rotation. Face forward. Inhale. Add a rotation. I like to hook that elbow and kind of gently press on the thigh to open up the back. Inhale, face forward, and then push. Now take a moment. This is one-legged Utkatasana, arms up. Catch. Have a squat. Left leg heavy, right ankle on the thigh. And then I'll do that little chin tuck here. 10. Breathe in. Now we're going to stand up with that one leg doing the work. One leg's doing the work if you can. And then inhale up, catch the air. Squat. Other leg up. Take an inhale. And then with that one leg, you're going to stand up. Feet go together. Good. Now this is similar. This is eagle pose. Start in a chair. Lift up a thigh once or twice, wrap. Now, right arm could hook, palms together. Keep going. And then you're going to stand and let the hands come together. Now, the 7 joints were locked, so take a moment. Ooh. When you're feeling in neutral, samasthiti, sit in a chair, Utkatasana. Change the leg that's going to wrap once or twice. Square your hips again. Take an inhale. And then you're going to exhale and come back up. So take a moment. Let's grab a sip, and then we're going to stretch out those quads that we just strengthened. It's also a one-legged balance opportunity. So you can lift and spread your toes a few times. And then lift up the right arm. Now the foot's in your hand if you can, but you can also use a Dynaband if you need a prop. Stand tall at first. So this one's going to be just the quad stretch at first. Push the foot into your hand. You're going to be making your way up to standing. Let your hands come to your heart. Let's do the other side. Arm up, arm back. Add your foot pushing into your hand. Take another inhale. And as you're ready, bring it back, feet together. So this is just a moment to do Samasthiti, get the mind, body, and breath back together. We're going to take a more classic tree pose. So lift and spread your toes a few times. And as you look down, if you look down, you want to see that each of your toes responds. And if not, you can always help this out with your fingers. Leave the left foot down, right foot comes up. You could take a low tree, you could take a high tree, you can take a shoulder release, which is my favorite. Just do what you can. And take a couple full breaths. See if you were breathing shallow or can you breathe fuller here? Let your hands come back down. Now the foot's going to lower. Lift and spread your toes. Samasthiti. It's a good chance to release any tension that might have accumulated. Jaw soft, face soft. Lift up the other. Now you could do low, you could do high, you could take a cow face, a namaste reverse. Now add that full breath. Breathe in through your nose. Good. You might barely tuck your ribs down, Karen, just the tiniest bit, or the pubic bone up. Yeah. Your hip is opening, almost like you're opening the page of a book, a physical book. Your knee is opening. Now it's like you're trying to grow tall, like a tree would grow to the sun. You're very tall. Your hands come out. They come to the heart. Lower your foot. Nice. This is a malasana. Your feet are going to be wide enough so that they can accommodate your pelvis. Go right down the middle. And if you need to make an adjustment, you can. Sometimes a little bit wider can help. Now to add on the hands, you can press the hands until they separate about at the palm and you'll get a nice finger stretch. So this is so important to work our fingers and our toes as well as the rest of the body. Now notice if you're even, take an inhale and then we'll come back up. Now press with strong feet without using your hands if you can. Very good. Wonderful. Grab a sip. We're going to be staying down on the floor after this. So grab a sip. You can get down any way you want. I'm going to demonstrate the more classic vinyasa. You're going to take Utkatasana, squat, hands to the floor, feet back, bend the elbows, up dog, lift the hips out of push-up, down dog. We'll step or jump up, walk the tush down. And at this moment, we'll take a teaser, so-called Navasana. Also extending your legs. It's a longer lever. There is a little bit of lumbar flexion right here. Shoulder blades are down the back. Everything has intention. Your fingers, your toes. Squeeze the legs together. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the feet. Breathe in and exhale. Lower the spine. This is going to be just 20 of your crisscross abdominals. So in yoga, this is yogic bicycle. You can also take a bridge pose if you'd like, because that's where we're going to end up. 9, 8. And then together, we'll end up in a bridge pose, curl up. This time, you can take your arms like a little Y and palms face the sky. So they're an external rotation. Let your eyes close and feel your heart expand with air. So your hips lift. then lower down. Now, if you have a prop that you'd like to do for this hamstring stretch, you can take it. So you could take a little yoga block and a Donna band if you'd like. You can also just lift your leg up in the air. So this is up to you. Pelvis on the block. Thigh up. And extend that leg down if you can. It's going to get that deeper psoas stretch. If your leg is having the urge to go across the midline, you might experiment with that for the outer hamstring. You might experiment with a little out to the side or a lot out to the side. Just have fun. This is such a nice stretch to let the hamstring of the high leg get a stretch and the psoas, the hip flexor of the bottom leg, get a stretch. And you're decompressing your lumbar spine at the same time by being on a prop. You want to feel like the muscle is getting a stretch in the belly. I like to add a little movement with this, just a little releasing of tension. Now when you're ready, you can take the other foot up and the other leg down. So the psoas, or the hip flexor, is getting a stretch. One leg's getting a hamstring stretch. Again, you can move that leg for more inner hamstring, inner thigh, or outer hamstring. There you go, that's it. Try to relax like you're pouring your body into the floor. Your right leg's pouring into the floor. Ten. 5, 4, 3. Now when you're ready, just let go. Now take a moment to give your back a release. So in other words, you're still on your prop. Make sure it's comfortable. Sometimes you have to move it down a little bit so you don't feel like you're getting more lordotic. And relax here. And then either take a Savasana or legs up on the wall, Viparita Karini. So you're taking your posture of choice and letting your mind just refill with peace. And then release your block and just take your time. You're going to take as long as you need, as long as you want, to settle into another peaceful position, sitting, Sukhasana, which just means the easy posture. So how easily can you sit? So for me, kneeling feels comfortable today. You might do crisscross. Just take a moment to let it all in. It's like you just woke up and you're in a beautiful location. The air is perfect. Sky is gorgeous. Body feels good. Mind feels great. Spirit feels great. Breathing feels great. So just energize that body with this peaceful moment. We'll set an intention to stay closely connected to this feeling of appreciation for the rest of the day, with so much appreciation